Hello there, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Travel with Eyago. Today, I'll be taking you to a very special place in Soroti district, that is eastern Uganda, in a place called D Cabella. D Cabella is a county of its own. This is a place that might look quiet for now, but trust me, it is full of history and stories that have shaped Uganda's past history. Let's move into it. Let's see what exactly we are going to get from this place. Many years ago, D Cabella was home to Radio Uganda external service. For decades, it wasn't just a radio station, but it was a key voice, not just for Uganda, but the whole of East Africa. This radio was operating in Soroti district, but it was listened to by different people within East Africa. So you can imagine how strong the signal was. By then, this station connected people, shared the stories, and broadcasted crucial information at a time when the country needed it the most. In 1979, during one of the most difficult periods in Uganda's history, D Cabella became stage for a moment that will never be forgotten by very many people, especially those who are within that area. They have kept on talking about this radio station each and every time. But if you, of course, take yourself there, definitely that will be a story that you'll hear first. The area also is popular called Inego. Some people call it Inego. It was here that President Idi Amin made his final broadcast before leaving Uganda. But what led to this moment? To understand that, we have to look at the larger picture of his rise to power and wars that he started that forced him out of power. Idi Amin came to power in 1971, according to history, through a military coup. He was initially seen as a hero by many, promising to restore order and stability in Uganda. However, his rule quickly took a dark turn. He launched a series of brutal military campaigns that claimed thousands of lives. His regime became infamous for human rights violations, political repression, and the murder of thousands of Ugandans, including military officers and political opponents. One of the most significant events that led to Amin's downfall was the Uganda-Tanzania War. If you guys all remember this very well, in 1978, Amin's forces invaded neighboring Tanzania, thinking it would boost his power and distract from the growing discontent from within Uganda. However, this backfired horribly. Tanzania's president by then, Julius Nyerere, responded by leading a military offensive into Uganda, and Amin's forces were defeated. In 1979, after his defeat in war and with his country having several issues, Amin made his last broadcast at this radio. Now, this is where this history actually comes in. This radio was operating before, but when Amin went and made a broadcast in that radio and finally moved out for exile, this radio became more and more famous. He announced that he was stepping down, urging his supporters to remain loyal. But it was clear that by this time, his power was getting already over. He fled Uganda, leaving the country in the hands of a coalition government supported by the Tanzanian military. Sadly, after Idi Amin's regime, I'm getting all this information from online. I believe some of you may not have time to go and research about this, but I am getting all this information through the online so that I give you guys how it was all collected and packaged. Sadly, after Idi Amin's regime since began to fall apart, by the 1980s, the station closed its doors. The radio finally shut its doors. That was in 1980s. The equipment was destroyed, and over time, the building fell into disrepair. Now, all that remains are those crumbling walls, silent witnesses to the years that have passed. It's hard not to feel the weight of history here. Okay, let's continue with the history here. But even though this station is no longer broadcasting, the spirit of D Cabella lives on in the people of Soroti. They haven't forgotten its importance and they are working hard to restore this place. The time when I visited this area to cover a story about this specific area, we go to one of the gentlemen who guards the place, who gave us a brief history about this area and what actually happened and how the area is being used. I was able to observe that people are now practicing agriculture within that area to keep the land a little bit busy and prevent it from actually getting so bushy. That's what is happening there at the moment. He gave us a number of information regarding the area. I will be sharing all this with you guys. Be watching how the interview moved on. I got this video from somewhere and I want to bring it, let it move together with this video so that you can be able to understand.
Michael. Formerly I was a chairman in LS1 of this area for about 23 years. So that's when I got this job working with the UBC as a security guard for this.
Which year was that?
It was 2008.
2008.
August on the 8th. That's when I got an appointment with the UBC.
Okay.
To work as a security guard for this place.
So you are in charge of the security of this place.
Yes.
We want to take you back.
Okay.
When was this place established? What do you know about this place?
Yeah, understand this place was established in 1975.
During Amin's regime?
Yeah, that's when Amin opened it. And it started working up to 1986 when Museveni took power from Tito Kelo, General Tito Kelo Lotwa.
Let's pause a bit. The radio went on up to 1986.
Yeah.
It means this place was still operating.
Yeah, it was still operating. So when insurgency came in teso here, that's when this place was dismantled by the rebels.
Was it during the LRA?
No, it was a FOBA. Led by Hitler Eregu.
Which year was that?
That was 1986 to 92.
Okay.
86 to 92.
So rebels on this one this to dismantle the place alemari borike kyanyo.
Yes.
Look at you man and just man.
Later on, those machines were taken by, I don't know, some people from far, because they used to come with the vehicles and pick those metal key ions and load them on the vehicles, and they took.
Yes. Now, during those days when the radio was still operating, how was it working here? Were the villagers also part of it?
Yeah. People used to get some money from the workers here, because when they earn their salaries, they come out to the village there to drink local ajon, waragi, buy chicken, and other stuff, food stuffs from the community.
From the community?
Yeah.
You think this radio is located on which side of land?
Okay, this radio is located on this land, which is 360 acres large.
Who is now owning that land? Is it still under the management of the radio?
Okay, this land is still managed by the Ministry of Formation under UBC. And right now, it is the community which is using the land for
temporarily.
Temporarily.
So the educational case, like, do they pay some money?
No, they don't. They don't touch. They don't pay any money.
Okay.
They use freely.
So if this particular period, you want a plot?
Yes. If you get a plot, they can allocate you. Then you also use it. Yeah.
Let's know more about this place here. For how long? For what happens here? What right now, since there's no machine there, what happens now here?
Yeah. So for us, because we are two, we are just guarding it, and from those ones who need to come and get these irons from those walls there for scrap.
You could to pick this iron.
To break those walls and pick the irons for scrap.
Yes.
So that's our work, and secure the land from
land grabbers.
So that's what we do here.
Okay. I think you're going to take us through the tour of the place. You show us how it is.
Yes, I can lead you. Told me that the construction took about 6 months.
About 6 months.
6 months only.
All this big building.
Yes. Then to install the radio and other things also took about 4 months.
4 months.
Yeah.
That means in 1 year,
In
everything
1
was set up.
Yeah, and it was opened.
Wow. It was formerly called the Radio Uganda.
It was called the D Cabella external radio station.
D Cabella external radio station.
It was the biggest radio in East Africa by then.
This was one of the biggest radio stations in East Africa. D Cabella external radio station. D Cabella broadcasting radio station. And like, if you follow records, like, how far was this radio station covering? Like, which other areas outside Teso was this radio station covering? If you try to recall some of the stories
you
you had.
understand, it was East Africa,
It was covered in the whole of East Africa.
East Africa. It was broadcasting.
Wow.
Around East Africa.
Around East Africa.
The 3 countries
that
he built the East Africa.
By then that is Uganda, Kenya and Tanzania. Wow.
So, and the staff quarters there, it was the place which was first built before here. The other buildings also took about a period of 3 years when they were constructing the staff
quarters. So that means the staff quarters happened to be a bit bigger than the radio.
No.
How come the staff quarters took 3 years and the radio took about 1 year?
The contractor was
very slow.
Because the contractors who built here, understand they were from Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia. Yeah.
Wow.
Those were the people who led the construction.
So today this building just remains lying on the land of about 360 hectares of land. It's only being talked about because of the good stories it used to have. Maybe if you recall very well, did you also ever hear that President Idi Amin came to this radio station to possibly give a speech, pass out a message, like the way the public is actually talking from the outside?
It was true. Because that time I was about 10 years.
Yes. When the president came here to give us a speech.
So after giving a speech here, he left to Moroto. Then from Moroto, that's when he took off.
After giving a speech from here, he left going to Moroto. From Moroto, he finally went to exile.
Yeah.
Up to today, he has never. I need to take you guys through this whole building. You need to see how exactly it looks like. These are some of the rooms. I suggest some of them. Some of these areas were conference room where meetings take place. I see some writings here. Some people have written some things here. The local language. I see UBC written there. It now remains an area that most people come just to visit and, of course, pass time. Not just for the history, but for the future, local leaders, residents, and community members are calling together to breathe new life into D Cabella. If this place is to be restored, trust me, we can have another good radio station there. The foundation is so strong. I don't know what kind of concrete was used for constructing there, but because history still says that place was being constructed in a shortest period of time. We all remember during the leadership of President Idi Amin, when he wants something to be done with the shortest period of time, he actually ensures that it is going to be done in the shortest period of time. He either has to call all the engineers come in and focus on that project, or brings all the different vehicles, mark all those heavy vehicles that may be ferry, sun, and the rest to come and work on the area and finish up the project. There are challenges, of course, issues with land ownership. The old buildings need a lot of work, but hope is still there. The people of Soroti want D Cabella to become more than just a reminder of the past. They want it to be a symbol of hope, a place that can serve the community once again, just as it did years ago. Remember, initially, this place had actually done a lot for the people of D Cabella. One, people were able to get jobs as laborers. Two, people were able to have their kids work there. Drivers were working because it was a big radio. If you're a lover of history or simply enjoying discovering places where the past and the present meet, D Cabella should be on your list. It's not just about the crumbling walls and the silence. It's about the stories, the memories, and the lessons that are still waiting to be passed on. Thanks for coming along with me on this beautiful journey. Places like D Cabella may be in ruins, but significance will never fade. Amin's last words broadcasted here mark the end of an era, a moment of defeat for him, but a new beginning for Uganda. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit on the bell for more travel stories like this. Right now, you have been watching Travel with Eagu. My name is Nathan Eagu. We left home to change home. We'll continue to explore places that you believe need to be showcased to the world and you don't have time to visit them. I will be moving there each and every time whenever I get the opportunity, so that I bring you guys all the different stories. Make sure you click on the subscription bell, notification bell too, so that each time I upload any new video, you'll actually be the first to be notified. My name is Nathan Eagu. We left home to change home.